Hi, everybody. This is Norm DeVay. I'm the Vice President of Marketing here at Copa Health. Yes, Copa Health, the greatest company on earth. I just love working here so much. If you can't tell, then I think we need to get together so I can convince you in person. And this is the Copa Roundup for January 28th. Yes, it's the last roundup of the first month of 2022. And we are so excited to have Michele Spear, and she is the health and wellness coach for employees here at Copa Health. And we're going to talk to her a little bit about what's been happening throughout the years. But first, I always want to find out how you're doing, Michele, and how Greg's doing. How's your life going?
Everything is going great for us, Norm. We really enjoyed playoff football this past weekend, I have to say. I think everyone did. They were good games.
Yeah, it was a very intense weekend. Very enjoyable, and and that's what we should have when we get to this point in the season. Sorry, Cardinals, but when we get to this point in the season, we should have some very competitive, exciting games that are decided at the last minute, and that's what we had. So Michele, I know that when we're talking about the health and wellness year here at Copa Health, we're talking about July 1st to June 30th. So it would have started July 1st, 2021, way last summer, and it's going to be ending this coming June 30th. And I know that you had a challenge that ended, I think, right at the beginning of December, called the Fit Go Bingo, and I took part in that a little bit. But how is everything going halfway through the year?
Everything's going really well with the employee wellness program, Norm. One of the things I always want to remind people of and encourage them is to participate, right? I'm here for the Copa Health employees, for all of the employees, whether they're full-time or part-time, whether they have Copa Health benefits or benefits elsewhere. So I just want to remind everyone that it's free to participate in the program. I encourage you to. And like you said, we're now in the third quarter for this employee wellness program year. So we have 2 more quarters left, and then a new incentive and wellness program will start this coming July 1st.
Yeah, and I love that. I hope that as many people as possible are participating. I know that at times we even have participation by spouses, and I know that my wife has taken part in some of the things that we've done in the past, which is just wonderful because it's something that we get to do together. And during this time of COVID, we need a lot of togetherness. So I know that you plan certain things throughout the year, and that we've got a new challenge coming up. Can you tell everybody a little bit about the challenge? I saw some great prizes that you gave away for the last one, and I'm hoping that they will be replicated this time.
Yes, and actually that email I sent out about the prizes from the last challenge did exactly what I hoped it would do. It's perked people's interest, and they're asking, oh, when's the new challenge start? I want to get in on it. So that was a big hit. And you're right, we do have a new challenge starting. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen so I can share the information, which hasn't even been released yet. So this new challenge runs the month of February, and it's called Self-Care to De-Stress. I know that you've always told me, Norm, whenever I talk with you, that self-care is very important to Shar, and she's always asking her ELT team members how they're doing at taking care of themselves. And so we felt it was high time for a challenge that focused completely on self-care for all of the employees. So that's exactly what this one is going to do. It's all about taking time for yourself, doing things that will help you to manage and reduce your stress. We encourage people to take at least 10 minutes every day that they can during the month of February. And I'll email out a informational handout at the beginning of every week of the challenge to give you some ideas. Some people struggle really with, well, what is self-care? And it's filling your cup, taking care of yourself. So this is the flyer that you're looking at now. You can see the different prize drawing levels and what you need to do to get into those prize drawings. As we usually do, we're going to incorporate an education webinar and a financial wellness webinar into this challenge. Here, I just changed it over so you can see what the tracker looks like. And this is what people are going to either fill out, print, handwrite, fill it out, send it back, or it's a fillable PDF. So people can type directly into it. but you're going to put the information in, you know, your name, your location, how much time you spent on an activity, could be 15 minutes, maybe I read that day. So then you're going to click that. At the end of the challenge, you turn it into me. It's that simple. As I said, we have the education courses. So that information is at the bottom. This time for this challenge, those education courses are going to be their own prize drawing. So when you complete the education course, Love Your Heart, Love Your Health, then you'll automatically go into the prize drawing for that education course. I also, and all this information I'll put up on CopaNet, but I also will share real quickly, this is a sample of what a completed tracker might look like, right? This is me, this is what maybe the activities that I would be doing during the month, acupuncture, some yoga, jigsaw puzzle. Again, it's gonna be very unique for each person, what activities they do to help manage and reduce their stress. So that's what the flyers will be for, is to help people. If you don't really know, then the flyers will give you ideas of different things you can try. One of the other things, this bottom square, is you have the ability to submit pictures during this challenge. Oops, went the wrong way. And there will be a prize drawing for people that submit the pictures. So like here, I have some pictures like what you might submit to me, right? There's a jigsaw puzzle that we worked on, a book that I read, picture of me hiking. So you can submit pictures during the challenge of activities that you do, and you'll go into a prize drawing for doing that as well. So like I said, the challenge runs February 1st through February 28th. And I always say, reach out, ask me questions, don't make assumptions. I would rather have you ask me a question than assume you know the answer and find out later that the answer was different.
Yeah, you know, I just think it's wonderful. And I really like this because, you know, it's interesting, Michele, because I talk to you a lot, and you are right about Shar. In fact, I had a conversation with her last night, and the last thing she said to me was, please take care of yourself, because, you know, whether it's my mental state, my physical state, the better off I am taking care of myself, the more likely I am to stave off, you know, illness, or make an illness stay away from me. So, but I really think that a lot of the things that you talk about, I could be a walking billboard for that, because I started trying to eat better in August, and that lasted for 5 months, and then took a little break during December. And I started to find that I wasn't sleeping as well. I started to find that I was not relaxing as much. And my wife said to me last week, well, why don't we get back to our routine, and why don't you hop back on the stationary bike? And by the way, I hate stationary bikes, but I do it because afterwards I always feel so good. And lo and behold, I started sleeping better. And a lot of that is because of you, Michele. So I just want to thank you for that.
Well, you're welcome. And you know what, right? You're right, Norm. A lot of times when we do these activities, be it exercise, be it, you know, these things to help manage our stress, sleep is going to be one of the things that is of a benefit to us. So it's very important that we do that. Sleep is honestly one of the #1 things that we need to do, and make sure we're getting the right amount for our body.
Yeah, I really like that. And, you know, I'll tell you what, I saw on there that we are going to be, because I'm going to take part. So I'm going to email you, but I'm going to take part. We're going to be filling out things during the month. But how about if we ask people during the month, starting February 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and so on, that they email you things that they're doing, and you could share them with the entire staff, whether it's on CopaNet or by email, so people can get ideas. Somebody might be doing something, you know, that really is making a difference in their life, and you could share it, and somebody might say, I never thought about that. I can do that.
I think that's a great idea. I think, you know, the more information people share, the better. And actually, you bring up another thing. I have set up 3 meetings, optional Zoom meetings for this challenge that will be on the February events calendar. And it's an opportunity for people to jump into this Zoom meeting to ask me questions about the challenge, to share things that they're doing so other people can hear it, to share struggles that they're experiencing. So that's another way that people can share as we go during the challenge.
Yeah, I think that that's very important, because so many people, actually from the time you're aware of yourself and when you're a child, right up until the day you die, they think sometimes that they're the only ones that are feeling certain things. They're the only ones that are struggling with certain things. And when we started opening up the conversation and making the care of our mental health, a priority, we start learning, well, other people feel that way too. So, I really appreciate that, Michele.
Well, thanks. I'm very blessed, very grateful to be here at Copa. I enjoy what I do, and it's thanks to Copa that I'm able to be here and do this for everyone.
Well, it is completely mutual, and I always look for win-win situations. And you being involved with Copa is a win-win for you and a win-win for Copa. So we are just so glad that you are here too. Hey, now I know that I've asked you this in the past, but I just want to reiterate for those who might be watching one of these for the first time. You and Greg are vaccinated. You did get your COVID-19 vaccination.
That's right. We both did get our vaccinations. I was very fortunate. I got mine through Copa Health, which was a great benefit. And we volunteered actually, and he got his through our volunteer activity, which was nice too.
Well, I will tell you that I've known a few people over the last month that have contracted COVID. I believe it's the Omicron version of it, and they have done much better because they were vaccinated. They are vaccinated. They've got their boosters. So please, everybody, if you get an opportunity, go out and get your vaccination. Get boosted. Take care of yourself as best you can, like Michele said, and try to convince others that that's the best route to go so they can be safe and we can keep them around forever. Hey, Michele, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks, Norm.
All right, well, you tell your husband, Greg, I said hi. Next week, I believe we are going to have our good friend Ken Mack back on. We had him on recently talking about the celebration of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Junior's Day. Thank you, Debbie Sullivan, for making sure that I add the junior to that, because I guess Dr. King was a stickler for that. And now he's going to come back and talk about Black History Month. Such an important thing to be able to recognize, and we want to make sure that Ken's going to have the opportunity to talk about different things that are going on during Black History Month, maybe even the origin of Black History Month. So until next week, everybody, stay safe. Take part in Michele's challenge. In fact, I'll tell you what, Michele gets a lot of emails. She deals with a lot of people, and it's all a lot of times wrapped around these challenges that she has. But if you go ahead and email me and say that you saw me on the Copa Roundup, and I was talking about the challenge that Michelle's going to have out there, send me an email. And at the end of the month, I will also put together a really nice swag bag for someone. I will do a drawing of all the people that send me an email. That way we can get more people involved. Plus, I get the added benefit of having the Copa logo out there more when you're walking around. So until next week, everybody, take care, and look forward to seeing you soon.